Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to call the Finance Committee meeting to order Wednesday, December 10th, at approximately 8:48 p.m. First item on the agenda is receipt of some reports. So I'm going to move for acceptance of the accounts paid report for the period ending October 31st, 2025, unless I see any questions or comments. Not seeing any hands raised. All those in favor say aye.
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 And I'll move for receipt of the executive summary financial report for the period ending October 31st, 2025. Comments or questions? All those in favor say aye.
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 Finance Officer, I believe Mark Lieberson is here. His report's attached. Uh, any comments or questions on how our taxes are being collected or the amount that's being collected? Not seeing any questions. I'll move for receipt of that report. All those in favor say aye.
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 And Mark, I didn't mean to cut you off if you wanted to say anything. I know you've spoken in the past, so I didn't want to put you on the spot again. But many thanks for your 4 years of service and the contributions that you've made to improving the finance officer position.
It's been my pleasure, Dan.
Thank you. Okay, I'll move on to 1D, information technology. Again, I don't want to cut off Mr. Rubin, but unless I see anybody raising their hands or having questions, I'm going to move for receipt of the information technology November 2025 report.
Commissioner, real quick,
Yes.
my apologies. Just with a lot of things going on here, I did not get a written report done. Again, my apologies. Hopefully, being that this is the Finance Committee, the $400,000 in savings can suffice for this month as payment for a written report. But I will make sure I get one for next month.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Number two, old business. Any old business for the Finance Committee? Then not looking for it. We have some significant new business items, so we will move on to new business. New business, 3 items on the agenda, then we'll see if there's anything else. The first new business item, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners renew the agreement with the Montgomery County Office of Aging and Adult Services and Suburban Transit Network for the TransNet Shared Ride Services Program, which has an attachment. Township Manager, do you have any comments you wish to make on that?
Or so last year, so typically the township pursues a 3-year contract with TransNet. Last year, we pursued a 1-year contract out of concern for some of the changes with increased rates with their new contract with TransNet. And also the fact that it was starting to get near the max budget of $25,000 that we typically set our cap at. We had some conversations around what that would look like, whether the township would continue to cover the cost. So the township typically covers the 15% share of the ride that isn't covered by the county, so that seniors ride for free. So the conversation was what happens when this ride share exceeds the township's budget of $25,000. If it does, nothing really happens. The township doesn't have to make that up. The cost is then borne by the rider. So there are some opportunities for passing some of the 15% onto the rider, whether it's before we reach that cap of 25%. We've looked at a number of different things that, as long as whatever contribution the rider makes is no more than that 15% of the cost of the ride. TransNet and the county are willing to work with us. It can be a flat rate that we charge, like $1 or whatever for every ride, a percentage of the fare that they are charging us, or looking at a number of different things. But based on our analysis for next year, it does not look like we will go over that $25,000 cap for another year. So our recommendation at the staff level is to continue with another 1-year contract, and continue to have maybe some conversations with the new board as to what looks like the best way to pursue a contract in the future, whether that is upping our contribution so that riders continue to ride for free, or find some level of contribution that we would pass on to the rider for this service.
Thank you. I appreciate those additional comments. Very helpful. Anybody have any questions or comments on this program? I assume this program is clearly noted somewhere in our website. I don't know if Lauren's still on, but
I was going to say, as clearly noted as it can be with all the information we have on
right.
our website.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been to the website. I know it's crowded with a lot of important items. But Bill Salvatore might even want to add information on this, so that residents know when they're trying to get to all those 250-year events, that there's an option of a shared bus ride.
Yeah, that is one thing that was noticed last year, was that we were seeing increasing ridership to our community facilities. So it is definitely used for that purpose, which is great.
Good. That is good. So again, any other comments from anybody? Not seeing any, then I will move that we recommend the renewal of this agreement as it is attached, as it was just nicely described by our township manager. Move it to the legislative meeting next week. All those in favor say aye.
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 Unanimous. Okay, number 3B is review and discuss the final operating, capital, stormwater, and liquid fuel budgets for fiscal year 2026. A copy of this budget can be found on the township website. Okay, so we're going to consider recommending the Board of Commissioners adopt an ordinance fixing the tax rate for the year 2026 and approving and adopting the 26 final budget of Cheltenham Township, which appropriates the specific sums estimated to be required for the specific purpose of operating the township government during fiscal year 2026. Besides what's on the township website, there's information regarding our budget attached. So before I ask for any questions, I want to make a comment in that I want to give my thanks, and on behalf of the entire board, our appreciation to Ms. Salerno, our Director of Fiscal Affairs, and her outstanding staff for all the work in preparing our annual budget. I often comment, Janice, I see you there. I often comment about your staff. I want to specifically mention your staff, and that's Denise DeLuca and Janine Smith. They are both, as you've often stated, excellent contributors, not only to our budget, but to the daily work that's required in your department. So since they may not be on this meeting, and perhaps they don't watch this on video, please extend our appreciation to them. In addition to that, hours and hours of staff time and commissioner input and our listening to public comments went into this final budget document. This budget reflects a 9% tax increase, higher than we would like, but much less than what was suggested during the early budget discussions. This 9% tax increase results in a tax dollar increase of approximately $128 for the year. That's to the average resident, to the average household. It's important to note that financial decisions, especially when making cuts, are not easy and not done lightly. Our goal is to maintain and improve delivery of critical township services to our residents. We take great care to be sure that our decisions will not impact these necessary services. Also, everyone should keep in mind that when we approve a budget, as we will be getting to, that a budget is a plan, it's a guideline for the coming year. Changes both up and down can be made as circumstances require. So community input now and in the future is always encouraged. Okay. Anyone so I'm going to make a motion to recommend to the board for next week. Any comments or questions from anybody, staff or commissioners? Okay, not seeing any, then I will make that motion that we recommend to the Board of Commissioners that they adopt an ordinance as noted in B1. I'm not going to read the whole thing again, fixing the tax rate for the year 2026. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? It's unanimous. Thank you to my fellow commissioners. Okay, 3C, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution amending and establishing certain fees, deposits, and escrows payable to the township effective January 1st, 2026. And these are attached. I'm going to ask if the township manager has any comments, but first I'll just state that routinely, I think on an annual basis, I think we do this every year, or we do it every year. We review all of the fees that are charged and see if they are reasonable and fair, and that is what has been done here. Miss Elliott, do you have any additional comments?
No, thank you. That's very accurate. Every year we do review all of our fees. Each of the departments have submitted recommendations for fee revisions. You'll see in some places we just needed to clean some fees up where there may have been duplicates or just outdated fee structures. But most of our fees are really related to subdivision and land development reviews, zoning hearings and fees. We have changed some of our facility rentals, special events and block party fees, and also camps and pool fees for next year. We also did some revisions to our parking fees. I know that it has been a concern, and we are working toward getting our residential parking fee back up and running through the OpenGov system. So we should be sending that out in the beginning of the year, along with these new fees and stickers and things like that. So we're gearing up with that. I think that's pretty much it, unless anyone has any questions. And it doesn't preclude any changes to the fees mid-year or any other point in the year. It's just we do one big readoption every year per our standard protocol.
Good addition there. It can be changed during the year. Commissioner Ziegmanfeld, did you have a question?
I did. The township manager did raise the issue, and I just want to ask next year's board, and as they take positions, one of the things that they should do is implement a revised set of parking ordinances, which will include, to township manager Elliott's point, changing in fees. There's been a long and lagging delay on this. And it's really important that the next board considers that one of the priorities in order to support and also to create some more favorable conditions for a number of our business areas. So thank you for that, Allison. I appreciate it. And I think it's an important element that should be one of the priorities for the next year's board.
Absolutely. We look forward to getting that completed.
Thank you, Commissioner Ziegman-Feld. And you just reminded me, completely separate from the parking fees, but just a reminder to our businesses and residents that the parking costs for the daily parking costs are still remain free between now and up through, I think, December 23rd. Maybe it's
no through the end of the year. So they'll be back.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
The third or second or third, I think.
Oh, that's right. That was the 3rd, January 3rd. That's right. I think that's what it is. Okay. Okay, so all those in favor of recommending that we adopt a resolution amending the fees as per the attachment, say aye.
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 That is unanimous also. Any other new business for the Finance Committee?
Was there not an additional item put in?
There's item D, yeah.
There was one more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then I missed that.
May I read it for you
Yes.
since I'm vice chair?
Yes, go ahead. Thank you.
Consider recommending the Board of Commissioners authorize the renewal of workers' compensation, property, and liability insurance through Villanova Insurance Partners in the amount of $1,760,733 for 2026. And there is an attachment.
That is correct. This price is actually a reduction from our 2025 cost by about 18%. So there will be a savings of just under $150,000 in our insurances for 2026.
I'm shocked that Commissioner Norris would not notice $150,000 reduction.
I printed out before that was added, and sorry, my apology there. Any questions or comments on our insurance cost there? Okay, then all those in favor of that say aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Not seeing any other new business. Number 4 on the Finance Committee is Citizens Forum. Any citizens have any comments? And we do appreciate the citizens attending and the many comments or chats that they've put up. It's nice to see the involvement of our citizens, so thank you. Ms. Haywood.
Yes, thank you very much, Commissioner Norris, and I really appreciate your openness and the rest of the board's openness to public comment. So I'm Julie Haywood, President of the Library Board, library patron and community member residing in Wyncote. And again, want to thank you for the opportunity to provide a few comments this evening about the proposed $100,000 budget cut to the Cheltenham Township Library System for 2026. CTLS, the library board, and over 400 residents signed a petition opposing the proposed budget reduction. At other commissioner meetings, we've shared the impact of programs, services, hours of operation, and staff if CTLS is both flat funded or has a budget reduction of $50,000 versus the $100,000, which is currently being proposed. The impacts are significant if CTLS's budget is reduced by $100,000, with library programs, services, and hours reduced as a result. The library is an asset and a community hub to the community and does increase the value of living in Cheltenham. Earlier this week, I stopped by the Glenside Library to pick up a book that was on hold. When I walked in there were several small children in the children's section playing together. A smile immediately came to my face when I heard the buzz of their voices. On this cold night, there were also a few people adding pieces to a 1,000-piece puzzle at Glenside. A few weeks ago, I attended a youth concert at Elkins Park Library that benefited CTLS. The event was well attended and organized by students and overseen by the youth librarians. We were regaled with musical selections, including by one of the Commissioner's Araman's daughters. I just want you to close your eyes for just a second and imagine some of these programs no longer existing due to these budget cuts. We've shared that CTLS provides an almost 2-to-1 return in investment, saving our approximately 13,000 library patrons over $2 million a year. We thank those members of our community advisory committee who met with Senator Haywood and Representative Nelson earlier this year. Through their advocacy efforts, the state increased library funding by $5 million. As a result, CTLS expects to receive an additional about $11,000 in 2026 to add to the already $157,000 we received from the state. CTLS has undertaken efforts large and small to reduce expenses and raise funds. This year, we received a $50,000 donation from a generous donor. $30,000 of that 50,000 donation is being matched, which means CTLS could raise more money this year during our annual appeal. CTLS is also working with the school district to negotiate a fee for the professional development that CTLS has provided to our school librarians. And let's not forget our friends groups that raise over $60,000 a year to offset the cost of several of our library programs. We look forward to meeting with Commissioner Araman later this week to get a better understanding of the proposed cuts and share more information with him and let him know efforts that we're undertaking to secure sustainable funding. I ask that the commissioners remain open to further discussion about the proposed cuts. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie, for those comments, and thank you for your time and commitment that you give to the libraries and the township, but specifically to the libraries.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Any other citizens forum? It's not citizens forum, but since somebody didn't catch all the information, Allison, can you repeat the parking free information and state where it's free parking?
Sure, it's free parking in Cheltenham business districts along all the roads that are usually metered, as well as in the township's parking lots as well.
Okay, thank you. Not seeing any other citizens forum, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn the Finance Committee. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye.